the most popular character. Spider-Man is also the most handsome. 5 years later, Sony took over the super annoying Spider-Man series, which is Spider-Man. It seems that Spider-Man has always felt lonely. When Peter was young, his parents left him to his neighbor's family. Fortunately, his aunt was very concerned about Peter. A child without a mother is like root grass. When Peter grew up, he became a humiliating object in school. On this day, the school bully was bullying a weak kid. Peter didn't think about how strong he was. He rushed to the front and wanted to fight for him. The bully slapped the little kid in his hand. He hit Peter's head with a punch. Then he crawled up from the ground and hit him on the stomach. It hurts Peter to scream on the ground. On this day, Peter and his uncle cleaned up the mess. By chance, they saw the official document left by their father. Peter came to his uncle with a bag of oil. The secret of hiding for many years was finally discovered. They only saw Peter sneakily take out a black and white photo from the bag. When Peter asked who the man next to his father was, he couldn't help but tell him that this man was your father's good friend, Dr. Connors. The two of them once set up a company together. In order to get to the bottom of the matter, Peter disguised himself as an intern and successfully sneaked into the company where his father's good friend, Dr. Connors, was. They entered the lab without a fight. They saw various small spiders crawling. They didn't care if it was poisonous or not. They just got it. The next second, the device was directly paralyzed. Countless little cuties fell on Peter and blinded Peter. A drunk man put a bottle of wine on Peter's forehead. However, the next second, Peter fell into the water and the bat hit 100 by his own operation. Unexpectedly, his hands were tightly stuck on the beauty's clothes. The old man next to him responded to Peter. The little cutie fell to the ground and hit Peter's feet. The little fat man fell to the ground. Peter stood up in one place. The little cutie standing up took the floor and threw it at Peter's head. Peter hit the little cutie and hit him in the face. The little cutie ran away, and the little cutie hit him in the face. The 4 little cuties were all turned over on the ground. The bat couldn't eat 4 dishes. Peter looked at his own hands and wondered why he had become so white. The next day, Peter went back to school. He saw the little fat man who had once gained weight in the basketball court and was bullying a girl. Peter, who was very proud, took the basketball thrown by the little fat man with one hand. He turned around the little fat man and hit him on the head. In order to further too late to go home, Peter was scolded by his uncle. Peter and Uncle Ben, who lived in the rebellious period of youth, had a big fight and then fell out the door. Uncle Ben followed behind. Peter, who was depressed, came to the store and wanted a bottle of ergotu to relieve his boredom, but he thought he had not brought enough money and was about to leave the store. When he met a robber who was robbing the shopkeeper, Peter, who was in a low mood, chose to show his hands and run away. It was this choice that made Peter regret it for the rest of his life. This time, the robber who ran away ran into Uncle Ben, who came to him face to face and threw the knife on the ground. The gun flew 3 meters away in an instant. Uncle Ben subconsciously went up and grabbed the phone. The two of them were fighting and were forced to leave the palace. Uncle Ben fell to the ground and took the food on the spot. Peter rushed over and saw that the person who had fallen to the ground was Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben just died in front of Peter. Little fat man, call an ambulance. Uncle Ben, Uncle Ben, oh God, oh my God, ah. When he arrived at the police station, the police gave Peter a portrait of the murderer. There was a pentagon tattoo. In order to find the murderer as soon as possible to avenge Uncle Ben, Peter put on a headgear just to find a man with a pentagon tattoo. In order to make things easier, Peter began to independently develop a self-propelled laser from a biotech laser. Its pull force can easily pull a large-scale technology. Then he did a circuit modification. After many repeated experiments, the spider laser was successfully developed. Looking at the work in front of him, Peter felt very proud. In the evening, Peter came to the roof again and put on his red lace headgear. The $159.9 imported sunglasses searched for the suspect who killed Uncle Ben through radio broadcasting. Peter's high-profile actions plus his cool appearance made him famous. In January, he became an internet celebrity and gained a lot of fans. Being an internet celebrity, in order to make himself more popular, Peter referred to the sportsman's clothes. He made spider armor and then combined it with a bamboo laser. Since then, I've been the most beautiful in the world. In the lab, the doctor successfully developed a drug that can regenerate the organ gene. However, the leader, who was heartbroken, asked the doctor to conduct a human body experiment directly. After being rejected by the doctor, the leader, who was angry, fired the doctor immediately. I have to say this doctor is also a cruel person. He put the drug in his mouth. Under the effect of the drug, the doctor had a stroke. When he woke up again, he saw his arm, which sold glue to Li Neng. The doctor was shocked. In order to prevent the leader from conducting a human body experiment, the doctor took a taxi to the company overnight. Unexpectedly, his body mutated on the road. Not only did his fingers grow sharp nails, but also his face grew strange skin. His personality also became gradually irritable. The doctor, who transformed into a strange person, turned on the tremor mode and went crazy on the bridge to find the target. After Peter arrived at the scene, he put on the spider armor and pulled. The Spider-Man took off his headgear and showed his handsome face with a 360-degree angle. The little boy finally let go of the lens. At this time, the gasoline in the car leaked. In just 0.01 seconds, the whole car was blown up. The Spider-Man was embarrassed and shot a little boy. The last second was successful. The next morning, Peter came to the lab to find the doctor. Unexpectedly, he saw the doctor's mutated skin. The doctor was afraid to show his flaws and left in a hurry. At this time, Peter noticed that the lab rat next to him had mutated. He was licking his companion's corpse. He just realized that the doctor was a strange person. According to the strange person's life habits, Peter quickly locked the strange person's location. In the dark, wet sewer, Peter was dissatisfied with the Spider King and was about to kill the pig with the rabbit. Not long after, Peter noticed that one of the pigs was shaking. Finally, the pigs around were also shaking. Peter, who was stunned, just turned around and saw countless cute pigs crawling over. Just as Peter made a further investigation, the sound of the sky was heard. The strange person was stunned and locked in the sewer. Peter, like a fish on a chopping board, was cut into pieces. He only saw the strange person sticking out his claws and was about to kill him. Jerry's claws scratched the pig's chest. This time, the flash on the wall hit the strange person's forehead back. Fortunately, with a small body, the Spider King successfully crossed the sewer. When he saw the strange person on the shore, he was angry and found a camera on the wall. He turned around and suddenly saw Peter Parker's name. "Oh boy, it was you who was eating me. Let's see how I kill you." After the doctor regained his human form, the star was no longer controlled by the brain. Under the encouragement and killed directly at Peter's school, Peter met a lot of people and stayed alone and shot a gun. The strange person fell to the ground, and the strange person grabbed the strange person and shot him 30 meters away. The strange person took the gun in his hand and tried to get the equipment bag. The strange person was shot and he was shot in the head. However, even if the bamboo could pull the plane, it could be easily broken. The two people fought hard. They went all the way to the library. The old man next to him listened to the DJ and hummed a song. He did not find the battle behind him. When the library battle, following the trace of the strange person, he soon found the laboratory of Dr. Connors. At that time, Dr. Connors was completely controlled by the strange person. He regarded humans as inferior creatures and created a world with only strange people. So, he planned to use the technology of the OS group to release toxic gas in the city and turn all humans into strange people. After learning about the plan, Peter contacted his girlfriend Gwen. At that time, Gwen happened to be developing a detector in the OS group. She did not notice that danger was coming. Fortunately, the target of the strange person was the detector and did not hurt Gwen. After that, the strange person quickly installed a toxic gas device. It only took 2 minutes for the entire city to be engulfed by toxic gas. At this time, 3 steps and was able to turn around in front of the strong enemy. Using the focus to avoid the attack in the air, the strange person brought the strange person and fell from a height of 50 meters. In this way, the Spider-Man fell into the hands of the strange person. At that time, the Spider-Man had no power to fight back. The Spider-Man was crushed by the toxic gas, and the strange person took off the Spider-Man's head. At that moment, the strange person laughed at him and said, "Poor child, I will send you a family reunion at this time." At this time, the sound of the old man was heard behind him. Finally, the two strange people attacked. Peter took up the strange person's tail and shot it, and waited for the last 30 seconds. When he got the detector, Peter went to the top of the tower to stop the launch. Surprisingly, as the smoke bomb began to work, the strange person blew up his arm and was revived quickly. The old man fully revived. The last 3 seconds, the strange person jumped up and shot Peter's neck. The sky was covered by blue dust, and the strange person began to recover quickly. He shouted desperately, and the whole tower collapsed. Peter, who was not on the top of the tower, was about to fall. As soon as he got up, the doctor who restored his mind thought of him. Peter came to the old man who was seriously injured. At the last moment of his life, the old man still cared for his daughter and asked Peter to promise her. Peter looked at the old man and agreed to his request. At the same time, he also carried the shackles of a lifetime and entered the end of life. Peter realized that he was responsible for it and could not forget the master who died when the old man died. So he chose to draw a line with his girlfriend and guarded her behind. This is the end of the video. Friends, remember to subscribe to my channel.